Once there was a girl called Mabel who had a mother called Mabel, but that was pretty confusing, so most people just called them Mabel and Mom. Mom being the mother Mabel and Mabel being the other Mabel. Is that clear? No? Too bad, because we got a story to do, so we're moving on. Now, Mabel and Mom were happy as happiness goes, but they were poor. So, ever so much, very much poor, that they sometimes had very little to eat. Luckily, Mom had a very special skill, making collectible figurines. She made Civil War chess sets, dolls of popular personalities of the day, and those cute, big-eyed babies who make you go, "Aww." So it was that one day Mabel was walking through the woods to try and sell some of her mom's figurines at market, when a strange old lady jumped out from behind the tree and said, "Howdy!" She was so surprised that she dropped the box of figurines, all of which shattered into 4,066 pieces on the ground. "Oh, sorry about that," said the old lady. "Didn't mean to scare you." "Oh no," said Mabel. "All of the collectible figurines my mom made have broken." "Not all of them. This one is still intact." The old lady picked up the one unbroken figurine, looked at its big eyes, went, "Aw," and said, "Tell you what, just since there's no hard feelings, I'll buy this one from you right now." "Well, that's nice of you, but it won't be enough. We won't be able to buy food with $4.99 plus taxes." I see what you mean. How about this? Instead of money, I'll trade something very useful. Let me see, what have I got that'll be... I know!" And from a surprisingly deep pocket in her coat, the old lady pulled out a food processor. "But not just any food processor," she said. "It's a magic food processor, and it makes the most delicious food in the whole wide world. Yummy, happy, good time soup." Yummy, happy, good time soup? That's right. Here, let me show you. Here the old lady took out a bowl from the same pocket and put it under the dispenser of the food processor, and said, "Yummy, happy, good time soup. Keep on cooking till you're pooped." And just like that, the little gears inside the food processor started turning, and out from the dispenser poured thick, creamy soup, the best Mabel had ever tasted. It kept on pouring out soup until the old lady said, "Yummy, happy, good time soup. One more bite and my tummy will droop." "Now Mom and I will have plenty of food forever and ever. Thank you so much, Miss..." "Sorry, what was your name?" "Oh, shucks. I'm just a crazy old witch who lives in the woods, but you can call me Mabel." "Hey, that's my name, too. And my mom's." "Well, what a small world this is. You'd almost think it was some kind of fairy tale. Well, so long." And she left, just as oddly and mysteriously as she had appeared. Mom was surprised when Mabel came home so soon, but then she showed her the wonderful, magical food processor the old lady had given her. She got out 2 bowls and said, "Yummy, happy, good time soup. Keep on cooking till you're pooped." And just as before, the bowls filled with the most delicious soup, and would have kept going, if Mabel hadn't said, "Yummy, happy, good time soup. One more bite and my tummy will droop." At which point, it obediently stopped producing soup. So from that day on, Mabel and Mom had plenty of food, and would never go hungry again. About a year went by, and Mabel got to that age where young girls like to go out at night. One night she was on a date, and Mom was home alone and felt a little hungry. Now normally, Mabel used the magical food processor, and Mom had never tried it by herself. But she figured she'd heard it enough times to know how the rhyme went, or so she thought. "Super yummy, happy soup." No, that's not right. It's happy, yummy, gooey, ooey, gooey, creepy, kooky, itsy, bitsy, teeny, weeny, yummy, happy, good time soup. Keep on cooking till you're pooped. I got it. Yes, she sure did. And the food processor began to dispense its wonderful soup. And once Mom's bowl was full, she tried to say the rhyme to make it stop, but by now had forgotten the words again. As she tried every combination of silly words she could think of, the food processor just kept on dispensing soup. It overflowed the bowl and poured onto the table. Then it went over the table onto the floor. Soon it was pooling on the floor, and before she knew it, Mom was standing on the table, which had become an island in a lake of soup. Before too much longer, Mabel came home from her date, and opened the front door of her house, at which point the soup burst through the door and into the street. It surrounded the entire house like a moat before Mabel was able to get to the food processor and say, "Yummy, happy, good time soup. One more bite and my tummy will droop." And just as quickly as it had begun, it stopped dispensing soup. Well, the bad news was that their house was pretty much ruined by now. The good news was that the old lady witch Mabel had put a phone number on the back of the food processor, which said, "Questions, comments, or concerns? Please call." So Mabel called the hotline. "Crazy old witch products, Mabel speaking. Mabel, it's Mabel. Oh, hi, Mabel. How is Mabel? Mabel's fine, Mabel. Listen, about that food processor? She explained the situation and asked if there was anything that Mabel, the witch, could do to help Mabel, the girl. Oh, yes, that can happen. Not everyone can remember the words, you know. Maybe I should have printed them on the food processor instead of the phone number, huh? Well, don't worry about a thing. A certified representative of Crazy Old Witch Products will be dispatched to your address at once. And then she hung up. Howdy, she said when she arrived at Mabel and Mom's house 2 seconds later. Let's get this fixed up, shall we? With a wave of her magic shoe, she had misplaced her wand, but had made her left shoe magic in case of an emergency, the house was fixed and the soup was gone. All but 3 bowls, anyway, so the 3 Mabels could have supper together. And so, for no reason that I can think of at the moment, Mabel, and even Mabel lived happily ever after.